Episode 12. The purpose of establishing the United Nations after World War I. Has it really been successful? Have you ever wondered why, after World War I, the world sought to create a global institution? Has this institution been able to succeed in achieving its goals? In this episode, we dive into the history and evolution of the United Nations from its establishment to the present day. Stay with us to find out whether the UN has truly been able to prevent future wars or if it still struggles with major challenges. To find the answers, make sure to watch the video until the end. After World War I. World War I, which lasted from 1914 to 1918, was one of the bloodiest and most devastating wars in human history. It not only killed millions of people and caused serious damage to the infrastructure of the warring countries, but also plunged the world into a period of severe political and economic instability. The major powers involved in the war were heavily damaged, and many European governments collapsed. But why should such wars even happen? One of the main reasons was the absence of effective mechanisms for resolving international disputes. Instead of turning to negotiation and diplomacy, countries resorted to large-scale wars. After this catastrophe, the idea of establishing an international body to prevent future wars and promote global cooperation emerged. This idea led to the formation of the League of Nations in 1920, whose primary goal was to prevent further wars and promote peace worldwide. The initial goals and ideals of the United Nations. Although the League of Nations was established in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, it failed to perform effectively. Due to its structural weaknesses and inability to make decisive actions, it could not prevent World War II. Following this failure, the United Nations was established in 1945 as its replacement. The main goals and ideals of the United Nations were as follows. 1. Maintaining international peace and security. The UN's primary objective was to provide a global framework for diplomacy to prevent further wars. One of the main reasons for its creation was the failure of the global community to prevent World War I. 2. Promoting economic and social cooperation. The UN was envisioned as a global institution to address economic and social problems, especially during times when countries faced poverty and economic crises. With agencies like the UN Development Programme, UNDP, efforts were made to facilitate global economic development. 3. Promoting human rights and fundamental freedoms. Another key goal of the UN was combating human rights violations and supporting basic freedoms worldwide. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 was one of its greatest achievements in this field. The structure and main organs of the United Nations. As a global institution, the UN has a complex structure consisting of several key organs, each playing a specific role in fulfilling its mission. The most important are 1. The Security Council, responsible for maintaining global peace and security. Its permanent members, the US, UK, France, Russia, and China, have veto power, which allows them to block any decision that does not serve their interests. This is considered one of the UN's biggest challenges, as decisions are often skewed toward the interests of these 5 major powers. 2. The General Assembly, a gathering of all member states where each country can voice its opinions on global issues. However, the Assembly's resolutions are not legally binding. 3. The Secretariat. This organ coordinates and implements decisions of other UN bodies. The Secretary General, chosen by the General Assembly, oversees the UN's programs and projects, manages communication among nations, and ensures global initiatives are carried out. 4. Specialized agencies. The UN also includes various specialized organizations such as UNESCO, Education, Science and Culture, WHO, World Health Organization, and UNICEF, Children's Welfare. Each plays a vital role in advancing the UN's goals, from promoting education to ensuring global health care. Challenges and crisis. Has the UN been successful? While the UN has achieved success in areas such as addressing global health crises like disease outbreaks, tackling poverty, fostering economic development, and responding to humanitarian emergencies, it has also faced significant shortcomings. Key criticisms and challenges include power-based structure of the Security Council. The veto power of major powers has allowed them to block many decisions, even when those decisions would benefit global peace. This has led many to argue that the UN is more a tool for powerful nations than a neutral global institution. Failure to prevent wars. Despite its founding mission, wars such as the Korean War, the Vietnam War, conflicts in the Middle East, and current global crises have occurred. In many cases, the UN has been seen as passive or ineffective. New global challenges. Issues such as climate change, refugee crises, global terrorism, and human rights violations have placed new demands on the UN, demands it has often struggled to meet effectively. Is the UN still useful? This raises an important question. Despite its challenges, can the UN still play a meaningful role in solving global crises? Is reform of its structure necessary, or does the world need entirely new institutions with different frameworks? These complex questions remain central to debates today. Many countries call for Security Council reform, while others suggest creating new, more specialized institutions to address global problems. In this episode, we take a comprehensive look at these questions and evaluate the UN's effectiveness in today's world. Preview of the next episode, Episode 13. In the next episode, we will focus on a very fascinating and important historical topic: Iran's role in World War I. Due to its strategic geographic location, Iran was at the center of global crises and transformations during this period. We will explore Iran's condition during the war, the impacts of the conflict on the country's fate, and its participation in this global conflict. This is one of the most significant periods in modern Iranian history, with effects that still resonate in Iran's historiography and policymaking today. If you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more about how Iran's story unfolded during World War I, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next episode. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, that way you'll be the first to know when our new videos are released.